Ahoy everybody, SpongeBob here! You may not have noticed, but I'm trying to get Patrick out of this tuna can. Hi, SpongeBob, are you almost finished? Getting there, Patrick, but I can't handle you too much. I got a podcast to shoot. But you always said friends always come first. So does business. Now you may be wondering why I'm trying to get Patrick out of this tuna can. Well, I'll tell you why. Patrick was riding on fish hooks. Again. I thought it was a carnival. Yeah, of fish hooks. Speaking of hooks, that's what this episode is about. Hooks. I call it Hooky. Now before I get to the premise, I must say this episode title is the most clever episode title there ever is. 2 reasons. 1, it's all about hooks. And 2, I get to play hooky. If any of you don't know what that means, it means that instead of going to school or to work, you go off and do something else and skip what you're supposed to do. Now on to the premise. Basically, this episode is about how fish hooks came to Bikini Bottom, and Mr. Krabs tells me and Patrick to not go near them. But instead of listening to him, we go near them anyway. And then once I got near a huge hook and rode on it, I become hooked. At the end, it was shown that it was Squidward who hooked me just to teach me a lesson. And what is that lesson, SpongeBob? Always listen to a grown-up, because you never know what will happen to you if you don't. Now on to my favorite parts. The first one is riding those hooks, even though I regret riding them. I was told not to, but Patrick somehow convinced me. And yet I never should have. You think? Anyway, on to the next favorite part. Learning Mr. Krabs' sailor's promise. And the final one, though I regret it so much, is riding the big hook one final time. Actually, that's my least favorite part. Why? Duh, because I got hooked. Oh. Hey, fun fact. Now you are going to freak when I tell you this. In the 2000s, in order to promote Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, Jimmy Neutron would appear on the screen and mess up parts of the episode, and Hooky was no exception. There's a part where Jimmy Neutron appears, and Patrick, Mr. Krabs, and I turn into puppets. Puppets! Isn't that cool? Oh, that was a long time ago. If you recorded that part, you're lucky you found it, because that moment will live on forever and ever. I think it's on YouTube now, too, titled Under Lost Footage of SpongeBob SquarePants or something. I don't know the exact title, but it's somewhere on YouTube. Gosh, turning into puppets. That was my favorite part. Even though it was a brief moment. Yeah. You know what I also remember? Mr. Krabs' sailor promise. Yo-ho, near the hooks I'll never go. Yo-ho, near the hooks I'll never go. Now let's check out how many viewers we got. Not available. Again. Well, you know what? That doesn't matter. All that matters is that we had fun shooting this episode. Well, I had fun up until I had to become naked. I was nicknamed SpongeBob Nudie Pants. Speaking of nicknames, can you please get me out of here before someone somewhere makes fun of me and calls Patrick Tuna or whatever? Oh, sure thing, Patrick. But before I do that, I have to say this. Well, folks, this will be the final episode of the first season of my podcast. But don't worry, because there will be a second season. So see you next time where I talk about the episode Something Smells. Bye!